The locker room smelled like stinky socks.
Ugh, this place stinks.
Manny held his nose. Greg didn't care. He was used to it. Rowley was too busy looking for his lucky shoelace.
I can't play kickball without it,
He said, his voice muffled by his clothes. They were the Kiddo Adventure Squad, and today was going to be epic. They were going to win the kickball tournament. But first, they had to find Rowley's shoelace. Suddenly, Greg spotted something behind the lockers.
Whoa, check it out!
A console. It looked old, like something from his grandfather's time. It had flashing lights and one big red button. Manny forgot about the smell. Rowley forgot about his shoelace. They huddled around the console, their eyes wide with curiosity.
Do you think it still works?
Greg, being the bravest, or maybe the most foolish, slammed his hand on the button. The lights flickered. A whirring sound filled the room. Then a voice boomed from the console.
Welcome to the Friendship Games.
The locker room was gone. Now they were standing on a giant checkerboard floor. Giant lollipops and teddy bears lined the walls.
Whoa.
Rowley breathed, his eyes wide.
First game, red light, green light, with a twist. Every time you move on red, you have to tell a joke. Ready? Green light.
Greg took off running.
Wait, jokes?
He yelled back. He wasn't very good at jokes. Manny froze mid-step.
I only know knock-knock jokes.
He wailed. Rowley, surprisingly, was ahead. He was skipping towards the finish line, giggling. He stopped on red and shouted,
Why don't they play poker in the jungle? Too many cheaters.
Greg and Manny laughed. Even the voice chuckled. It was hard not to laugh when Rowley told a joke. He was just Rowley. They finally made it to the finish line, breathless and giggling. The checkerboard floor vanished. Now they were standing on a fluffy cloud facing a giant teddy bear.
Next up, tug of war, with a twist. You'll be playing against the Tickle Monster.
The giant teddy bear suddenly sprang to life. It had fluffy arms and wore a mischievous grin. Greg gulped. This didn't look good. They grabbed the rope. The tickle monster roared, a soft, rumbly roar that was kind of cute. Then it started tickling. Rowley was the first to go. He burst into giggles, letting go of the rope. Manny held on tight, but the tickle monster knew all the best tickle spots. Soon, Manny was a giggling mess.
Greg, help!
Manny squealed between laughs. Greg knew they couldn't win by strength. He thought fast. He leaned over and yelled,
Hey, Tickle Monster, your shoelace is untied!
The tickle monster paused, looking down at its feet. Greg and Manny used the distraction to pull the rope. They tumbled back onto the cloud in a heap, victorious. The cloud dissolved and they were back in the locker room. The console was gone. The only evidence of their adventure was the faint smell of cotton candy in the air.
Did that really happen?
Manny asked, his voice still shaky from laughter.
I think it did. And we won.
Rowley said. He was still giggling. They all were. S1. Media group. Kids celebrating in locker room. Children high-fiving in locker room. Friends cheering in locker room. At stock at distribute _ equally. We did!
We make a pretty good team.
As they walked out of the locker room, Greg realized something. They hadn't won because they were the strongest or the fastest. They won because they had each other. And that, Greg thought, was way better than any kickball trophy. The end.